Eating with Nicola Beer. Nicola controlled her feelings using food for 25 years, so she knows how draining it is to be constantly thinking about or acting out with food. Thankfully, having made an amazing breakthrough in her recovery, her mission became about helping others escape the unsatisfying cycle of frustration and self-medication with food. Nicola is determined to help you find your inner strength so you can be healthy, gain confidence, feel great, and be at peace with yourself and food.
Hi and welcome. I'm so happy you're here with me. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to be talking today about humour and laughter. Now, I've created this episode to really focus on humour and laughter between husband and wife, romantic couple. However, it can be applied to improving a relationship with your mother, your father, with anyone. So, including your relationship with yourself. So, I'm going to be covering some pointers, and feel free to use this in any relationships to enhance humour and laughter in your life for the many benefits that can bring in. Because often when I'm asked by people, does marriage counselling work? Things are not getting any better for us, we're going round in circles, or they're talking about their relationship at home and they don't feel they're getting anywhere. The reason is because they're adding so much more stress into the relationship, so much more negativity into the life. And you cannot foster a positive, healthy life, love life, relationship with whatever that relationship is if you are feeling tense, stressed, negative, agitated, overloaded. This is what leads us to fight with our partner, to overeat, to create more drama in our life than is necessary. So laughter is a great way to relax and let go. Because one of the key things that we lose as adults is the ability to take things less seriously. It is something we associate with being childlike. And we can easily forget the importance of incorporating humour and laughter into our adult lives. We really need to play. We really need to enjoy and act in a way that brings us joy. Laugh at ourselves. Being in a stressful job or simply coping with the day-to-day stresses of life can put a real strain on a marriage, along with losing the fun and excitement that perhaps you both experienced at the beginning. It's so easy to get stuck in a mundane routine or become unsatisfied with your partner, which can push you further apart. A study carried out by Breuer and Breyer, 2018, found that partners are often similar in terms of their individual characteristics and laughter profiles. Really interesting that we attract and we choose people who have the same laughter profiles as us. That's amazing, isn't it? And this is apparently unconscious, that we're not often aware of it. And if these are matched, then they're more usually contentment in relationships. So do you have the same humour as your partner? Do you have the same humour as someone else close in your family that perhaps you're really close to because you have that laughter? Or do you have a completely different sense of humour to other people around you in your family? Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Think of someone that you perhaps maybe struggle to get on with. Do you have the same humour? Don't despair if you do. It's just about recognising your sense of humour and their sense of humour. And then finding things you can do to create laughter for you both. What the study also highlights is the importance of laughter in a healthy relationship, and it shows that it promotes happier, content couples. It's important to remember when you're bringing laughter into a relationship that you must be aware of your partner's sense of humour, as I just mentioned. Because the worst thing you can do is you find something really funny and you keep saying the same joke or similar jokes and your partner's getting offended. Because there's a huge difference between laughing with someone and laughing at someone. So being mindful of this will really help you inject the right kind of humour into your relationship. For example, I'm British, I do love sarcasm. Not everybody gets sarcasm, so sometimes you'll be saying sarcastic things and no one's really getting it. And in a relationship, sarcasm is not funny if you are the butt of it. In a marriage, you want to avoid sarcasm, using each other in the sarcasm, because people often feel hurt and criticised, and this can cause a couple's connection. I've had it where couples have said that they've been at a barbecue with friends and the husband has been making a joke, put his wife down, and she has taken it really personally. It's really hurt her, it's really upset her. She's then ignored him for several days or weeks. Then he's ignored her. Then she's done something like this, and this is how it can all snowball. And often it's not communicated. So really make sure, do you find each other funny? You maybe even want to ask your partner, do you find my jokes funny? Do you find me funny still? Or do we need to work on our humour and laughter? Because it has so many benefits. It has so many benefits for health, well-being, and the relationship. So I'm going to share some main areas in this, some tips to help you put humour and laughter back into your life. And if you need support, if you're listening to this because you do need support with your marriage or any other relationship, then you can go to my website, nicolabeer.com. You can book a free call with me to discuss ways to move forward if you're feeling a bit stuck at the moment, if you're trying your best to save a relationship and it's not working. Then I do support many individuals from all over the world, one-to-one online, as well as couples. And I also help people with struggling relationships with their family or with their relationship to food. So you can go to my website, nicolabeer.com, get lots of free support. If you're looking particularly for the marriage support, then just go to the couples counselling tab at the top, and then you'll see lots of free gifts. A free Forgive and Let Go meditation, a free marriage secrets ebook, a free webinar, and a free call with me. So there's lots of gifts there to really support you. So laughing at yourselves. This is one of the key things to bring laughter into your life, to bring more relaxation, less tense way of being. Because if we're comfortable with someone, we can be ourselves with that person. And this is one of the best gifts of being in a relationship. If you cannot be yourself in a relationship, and I've worked with many people who've got into relationships where they've sort of hidden parts of themselves to be accepted, then you can't actually really enjoy a relationship. You need to be with someone that accepts you and loves you for who you are. This is really important. So that you can be emotional around them, you can be silly around them, you can share your humour with them. And if you have to keep a lid on your humour, then it's going to maybe make you feel a little bit squashed and a little bit unloved. Because although it's great to focus on what's good about our personalities and experiences, it's equally as important for us to laugh at ourselves, to laugh at our silly mistakes that we make. It's almost as though laughing at something silly you have done is a bad thing sometimes in relationships, whereas it really can be really great fun. When me and my family get together, me and my sisters, I was actually with them a few weeks ago back in the UK, they're always laughing at me because I've always been a daydreamer. I've been one of those people who, even as a child, I could be talking to my sister about something and walk into a lamppost. And I also, when I was a child, I'd be riding my bike and my mind would drift off, and then I'd just ride my bike into a wall. And I remember one time when I bumped my head, because really bad then, but back in those days, I was born in 1980, they had concrete playground. And so my dad came round the corner of the playground and I just put my hands up off the swing, waved to him, and then hit my head. So I'd do really ditzy things like that. And we just have a laugh about it because it's just who I am. I am a daydreamer. I am always sort of in my own world with thoughts. And I could literally walk for 3 hours and be happy in my own thoughts. Anyway, I thought I'd put this all behind me. And I was away in Sweden, actually, last week, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and I thought I'd go and see the sunset, because the sunset from 9 till 10 in the evening, so I thought I'd just catch the end of it. But I had so much on my mind that I got lost, and I ended up being lost for an hour and a half. So I was quite surprised that actually I still can do it now. It's not a thing of my childhood, it is just me. If I have a lot on my mind, then I just literally am up in the clouds, which is quite funny. So the more we can laugh at ourselves and not take this seriously, the better it is. You know, that's what I was doing. The whole time I was lost for an hour and a half walking around. It's quite dark, quite scary. At some point I was like, okay, Nicola, you might have to sleep out on the grass. I just tried to laugh and try to see the funny side of it, and that just kept me going until, thankfully, I managed to find my way back So great, isn't it, that phones these days have torches on. Anyway, I digress. So there'll be many times in a healthy relationship where either you or your partner have done something that have made you both laugh. And not just any kind of laugh. You know, that type of laughter where you have to bend over because you're laughing so much. Or where you are like about to cry or wet yourself or fold over, or your stomach is literally in pain because you are laughing. This is the kind of laughter that can happen when we just allow ourselves to laugh at ourselves and just really let life not get too serious. And this can also create real funny memories for you both, and where you can look at it for many years to come. Memories that create that special bond, not only that you will share with those you close to your heart, it can also help you to build a secure, intimate, happy relationship. Because, and there's actually studies that prove this. So one of the marriage experts looked at whether couples were going to divorce or not by the positive memories they could remember about the relationship. And if you think of your relationship and you've got no positive memories, this expert argued that actually it's very difficult to know whether it's going to work or not, because you can't remember anything positive. And he argued that actually it was more likely going to be a negative result because there's no positive memories to keep you going. So the more happy, great memories you create together, the stronger your relationship is going to be. And it's lovely to have that inside joke as well. I'm not sure whether you've experienced that before or recently, where you and your loved one have that secret joke and you're smiling at each other and the other people don't really know what you're smiling about or laughing about, but it's like that private joke. And this can make you feel really connected, really special and really intimate, and it's a lovely thing. So yeah. Next thing you can use laughter and humour for is to diffuse a difficult situation. So this could be a difficult situation. As I mentioned, we're talking about relationships here, but it also could be with a situation at work. It could be a situation, relationship with a family member, anyone. And if you can use laughter to diffuse it, then it can go a really, really long way. Because we tend to shut ourselves away and let our anger simmer inside us when we're annoyed. I mentioned the lady that was giving her husband the silent treatment. And often couples will ignore each other for a few hours, a few days. I've had a few couples not so long ago, just before the summer, where they had literally been ignoring each other for 5 weeks, like not talking. Like they saw each other in the house, the wife made the husband dinner, but they didn't speak. And then occasionally they would WhatsApp about their logistics. So this is often what we do because we don't know how to break that ice. And laughter can be a great way to break the ice, to make sure that couples feel happier and to really lighten that mood. Disagreements can make people feel defensive. And so if you can make your partner smile, then it can really change things. Or find a way to use humour, even in the heat of the moment, can really help to de-escalate. One thing you can do is when there is a lot of tension, if you're in an argument or not agreeing on something and you feel like you're going around in circles, one of the things you could do is simply say a funny quote from a movie or a funny phrase or impression from someone you know. Or make that one particular funny face that they can't help but laugh at, no matter how angry they were before. The reason is it's beneficial to do this because when discussions get heated, most people say hurtful things that they often later regret. They say things like, I don't love you, I want a divorce, just leave, you're a terrible mum, you're a terrible dad, or whatever they do. And often they regret it. They don't actually mean these things. So if you can feel that your argument is getting tense, using humour and laughter is a great thing to do. And if you're listening to this thinking like, no, that wouldn't work for me, it wouldn't work for my partner, I wouldn't be able to bring in humour in the middle of an argument, then maybe just saying, okay, doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere here talking about this issue. Shall we just put on some nice TV, comedy, a movie, and talk about this tomorrow, or talk about this next week? That can sometimes really help a couple, because you want to avoid getting to that escalator state where a lot of hurtful comments are thrown around and It's really hard for people to forget hurtful comments. So it can be a great way.